Hello everyone and welcome back to the San Francisco 49er franchise on the Football Freaks Sports Network. I'm Husker Eurocat and it's time once again for more Madden football. Last week we invited the Miami Dolphins to Levi Stadium, and with a late game surge the Fins almost came away with a win. After putting up a solid lead in the first 3 quarters of play, the Niners defense had a letdown of sorts and almost gave up the game. Backup Jay Cutler was passing like a madman in the final minutes of the game, and Coach Shanahan was not pleased, but also realizes this is preseason and it's a lot more important to get a look at everyone on the roster. The 49ers were able to hold them off, though, for a 23-20 win for our last preseason home game. Tonight, the 49ers travel to Atlanta to do some business with the Falcons in the Niners' first look at the new Mercedes-Benz Stadium. If all goes as planned, the Falcons won't be playing their starters for long. They only have 2 quarterbacks on the roster, so Matt Ryan will be seeing some playing time, but hopefully it'll be short-lived, so we really get a chance to see what these young players bring to the table. Let's kick this one off between the 49ers and Falcons in preseason play on the Football Freaks Sports Network. The 49ers have the ball first at their own 25. And Zach Thomas is starting the game, and he hands off to Tayshaun Jones, and he fumbles the football, and it's recovered by Colin Jeter for the first down. Now Thomas gives off to Jones around the other side and spins over the 40-yard line for a 7-yard gain. 2nd and 3, Thomas complete to Jordan, and look at that speed, he's gone. 10-5, touchdown 49ers. The 49ers get the opening drive touchdown, and Zach Thomas hits Jordan on a simple button hook. Brian Poole just can't tackle him. And into the end zone for 6. Now it's the Falcons' turn. And Matt Ryan at quarterback, working out of the eye, hands off to Coleman, and he's over the 30-yard line for a 6-yard gain. On 2nd down, Ryan back to pass, and he decides to run and has a huge gain over midfield and into 49er territory. 1st and 10 from the 48. The give is to Coleman, and he has a first down up the hash marks. From the 37, with Hill alone set back, he gets the call, and he has another first down to the 25-yard line. Now on 2nd and 10, Ryan throws complete to Justin Hardy inside the 15, and another first down for the Falcons. Ryan throws, and it's a touchdown! The 49er defense just can't stop the laser accuracy of Matt Ryan, and rookie Chris Jackson gets his first score. Rookie Raymont Jones is on for the extra point and kicks it wide right, no good. And it's 7-6 49ers. Thomas with an empty backfield throws complete to Trent Taylor out past the 25-yard line for a first down. And they're going to mark him at the 30. And Tayshaun Jones gets blown up in the backfield by none other than Solomon Thomas. Now Zach Thomas throws over the middle, and it's deflected and into the hands of Aldrick Robinson, and he runs for the touchdown. 49ers with another score. And look at that, off the hands of Jeff Janis and into the waiting arms of Aldrick Robinson. Now Matt Ryan has the Falcons at their own 29, throws long, and it's complete. Andre Roberts with the completion, and Akello Witherspoon gets burned. Coleman, a nice spin moving up the middle, and he's to the 30-yard line. 3rd and 3. Ryan back to pass, decides to run, and he can't get anywhere. Niles Lawrence Stample with the stop. And on for a 47-yard field goal is Jones, and it is no good, just off to the left side. So it remains 14-6. And after a 49er 3 and out, Coleman gets another first down for the Falcons out past the 20-yard line. That brings us to the end of the first quarter with your score 14-6, 49ers. On 2nd and 11, quarterback change. Steve Hilliard in there now, and he throws in. It's almost intercepted by Warwick. 3rd and 11. Back to pass again, and Jay Locker gets the sack. So that brings up 1st and 10 for the 49ers. Thomas is back to pass, rolls to his right, throws complete to Scott, and he's to the 20-yard line. That pass was on the money, folks. Now 1st and 10. Thomas back to pass again, and Scott drops the gimme. 2nd and 10. Thomas gives off to Scott, and he's inside the 20-yard line, inside the red zone and out of the shotgun. On 3rd down, Thomas throws, and Gaius Jones misses the screen pass. And that brings on Gold for a 34-yard boot, and it's through the middle. And now it's 17-6. With the Falcons at the 26-yard line, Hill gets the call and gets decleated by Corey Jefferson. 3rd and 6. Hilliard back to pass, throws, and it's dropped by Corey White. So on 2nd and 8 for the 49ers, Thomas alone in the backfield, throws, and it's knocked down by Sherrod Neesman. 3rd and 8. Out of the shotgun. Pass. No, he gets sacked. Jack Crawford making the play. So that gives the ball back to the Falcons on 1st and 10. Hilliard gets sacked himself. Nicholas Grigsby with the honors for a 5-yard loss. Hilliard throws, and another one dropped by Corey White. 3rd and 15. Hilliard all alone in the backfield, and he passes, and it's incomplete. He threw it into a mess of 49ers on that one. Now Thomas out of the single back set, and Scott gets it and goes up the middle for a 7-yard pickup. 2nd and 3. Off to the left side, and it's a first down inside the 35, which brings us to the 2-minute warning, and the 49ers are on top, 17-6. 2nd and 10. Thomas back to pass, rolls to his right, and throws complete to Jordan, and he is in the end zone. Touchdown, 49ers. That was just a picture-perfect pass to Jordan inside the 15, and nobody was going to stop him from scoring. 24-6, and out of the I formation, Hill gets it, and he's to the 20-yard line for a 5-yard pickup. 1 minute and 18 seconds left to go in the second quarter, and the pass is short. Grigsby hit Hilliard as he was passing the ball, and Grigsby is down and injured. That brings up 3rd down for the Falcons, and 49ers showing blitz, and Hilliard can't complete the pass. Now 2nd and 11 for the 49ers. Thomas in the shotgun, completes it to Jeff Janis inside the 40-yard line for the first down. Now the give is to Scott, and he's around the right side, and he has a nice gain down inside the 25 for an 8-yard gain. 2nd and 2, and Scott is stopped. Solomon Thomas getting to him again. Gold on for the 46-yard field goal, and it's through the middle. And that brings us to halftime with your score 27-6, 49ers. What a display put on by these kids in the first half of play. They didn't exactly have a grand show of rushing, but Zach Thomas threw for 3 touchdowns in his start here in Atlanta. A year of seasoning has done great things for he and fellow undrafted free agent Lester Jordan on the receiving end of 2 of those touchdowns. Can Jaquan Burnett have a second half that comes even close? Welcome back to Mercedes-Benz Stadium for our second half coverage of tonight's preseason finale between the 49ers and Falcons. Before we get this going, our Eurocat baby was able to get some thoughts from the coaches. What on earth did Coach Quinn have to say about his Falcons' performance?
Well, Husker, Coach Quinn obviously wasn't very pleased with his squad's performance. He was real concerned that the talent in the depth chart just hasn't been there tonight. He knows that they're better than this and hopes with some adjustments that were made at the halftime they can come back stronger in the second half. Coach Shanahan was very pleased on both sides of the football. He still would like to come up with a solid running game, and over the course of the second half tonight and the next couple of weeks, he hopes that the roster changes in the offseason will make a difference in that regard. An update on outside linebacker Nicholas Grigsby is that he just twisted his knee a bit and is going to be okay. Hopefully this is the extent of the injuries, but these kids are playing hard to get a roster spot, so you never know what could happen. The only good news for the 49ers is that they aren't playing any of their starters at this point. So if there is an injury, although it will be painful for that player, it won't be as impactful on the team as it could be.
We understand about the injuries. This is the time for the backups to shine because after this game, they don't have any more opportunities. Let's see how they do here in the second half. Bradley Pinion on for the kick in the second half, and he kicks it into the 49er bench. Oh, that was awful. Kind of goes to show you why he's not the starting kicker. Hilliard from the 41. Back to pass, and he goes long, and it's incomplete and broken up by Akello Witherspoon. So on third down, Hilliard back to pass again, throws to Toilolo, and it's not a first down. And that gives us a first look at Rocco Frazier, cornerback and return specialist, and he's out to the 24. Not a real good return. Burnett back to pass, and he gets hit as he releases it, and the ball falls incomplete. Second and 10. Back to pass again, and rolling to his right, and it's knocked down and incomplete. Third and 10 now. Burnett hands off to Scott, and he's around the right side for a first down out past the 35-yard line. Now on second and 9. Scott gets it again and is out past the 40. Third and 6. The ball on the 41. Back to pass. Burnett goes over the middle, and it's incomplete, and it's a holding call against Isaiah Battle as well. After a Falcon 3 and out, it's the 49ers ball again, and up the middle goes Scott, and he's past the 40-yard line for a 4-yard gain. Scott gets the ball again and breaks the tackle of Duke Riley and gets the first down into Falcon territory. Now on second and 8. Burnett back to pass, and he gets sacked. Oh my goodness, a big 6-yard loss. So on third down with an empty backfield, he throws long, and it's incomplete again. Now on 4th and 16, Bradley Pinion comes on for the punt, trying to kill the ball deep, and it bounces at the 5 and gets a nice Falcon bounce out to the 12-yard line. 2nd and 10. Hilliard throws an interception. Josh Perry back to the 1-yard line. Josh Perry jumped that route just perfectly and back inside the 5, and now it's 1st and goal from the 2-yard line. Scott cannot make it back to the original line of scrimmage. 2nd and goal. Burnett gives to Scott again, and he's in there for the touchdown. 49ers score again. Scott bounces it out to the left and is into the end zone, and that makes the score 34-6 after 3 quarters of play. After another 3 and out by the Falcons, the 49ers have it on 2nd and 10 at the 46, and it's complete to Bourne, and he's inside the 35 for 1st down. 2nd and 8, and Jones gets the call. That's Gaius Jones, and he's down to the 25-yard line. 3rd and 4. Scott gets it, and he's down to the 20-yard line, and another 1st down. 2nd and 7. And Jones takes it up the middle and inside the 15-yard line. 3rd and 2. And Jones cannot make the 1st down. So that brings on Robbie Gould for a 31-yard field goal, and it's up and perfect. The score is now 37-6, 49ers. Hilliard back to pass, and completes it to Toilola, and he has a 1st down outside the 25. And the call goes to Mickens, and he's tackled in the backfield by Tamapinu. 3rd and 11. Hilliard fields a high snap, and it's incomplete. 4th down. Now the 49ers back with the ball, 2nd and 12. And Jones goes around the right side for a huge pickup to the 49 for an 8-yard gain, and that brings us to the 2-minute warning with the 49ers ahead by a lot. 3rd down. Burnett gives to Jones, and he has the 1st down inside Falcon territory at the 46. Now from the shotgun, Burnett almost throws a pick. Oh, that was so close. 2nd and 10. Alone in the backfield is Burnett, and he throws incomplete, but it's pass interference on Robert Alford. And that brings this game to a close with your score 37-6. The 49ers dominate the Falcons. An adequate job by the offense in the second half, but how about that defense? Talk about shutting down the other team. They allowed only 29 yards of offense in the second half and 1 1st down. What was really outstanding is that the defense didn't allow a single 3rd down conversion during the entire game. Now that's impressive, folks. The 49ers ran the ball a lot in the second half, obviously trying to see what the new guys could do, but still couldn't get to the century mark for the game. It would have been nice to see a lot of running yards with that score so lopsided, but we'll take the win. I like the fact that there were 2 fumbles, and yet they were able to maintain possession. A fumble is never a good thing, but at least they don't lose the ball as a result. Maintaining possession most likely helped keep them in control of the time of possession with almost a 2-to-1 ratio, and that is outstanding. Zach Thomas, although he was only at 50% complete, was able to have probably the best game of his young career with just over 200 yards through the air and 3 touchdowns. It would have been nice to see Jaquan Burnett could have matched that, but at least one of them did really good. It was nice to see Ted Scott with a solid follow-up to that long touchdown run in the Charger game. Hopefully that will be enough to get him a roster spot. Once again, you don't see one receiver just monopolizing the game, so it may be a tough decision for the coaches to choose the ones that will remain for the roster. On the defensive side of things, undrafted Alan Warwick had a nice game with 6 tackles, but he allowed a couple of catches, and here in preseason, it's amazing what differences the coaches will see and how close a player can come to making the team. Now, there are a number of players that are somehow not on the same page as the game plan for the 49ers. And instead of just releasing them, I figure that I can get some good draft picks for next season. First off is my number 1 wide receiver, Pierre Garçon. I know he's a good one, but his lack of speed is really not where I plan on taking this team. He's aging and has started the regression cycle a little early in my estimation. So for their round 2 and round 3 pick in the upcoming draft, he is going to the Denver Broncos as their number 2 wideout. Next is defensive tackle Timmy Jernigan. I picked him up in free agency, but at the time I didn't know that I'd have such a good defensive tackle crew. It just seems that with Earl Mitchell as the backup and Niles Lawrence Stample making good progress, he may be worth more on the trade block. So he is now the number 1 defensive tackle for the Texans for a round 2 and round 3 pick in the upcoming draft. Next is free safety Calvin Pryor. Now, I wouldn't have thought about getting rid of him if it weren't for the team distraction that he has. But now he gets to start for the New York Jets for their round 3 and round 5 draft picks, and starting is what he wanted to do anyway. Lastly, halfback Alfred Morris just doesn't have the speed that I'm looking for at that position, and Tayshaun Jones is coming on fast. He will now be the 4th string halfback for the Saints in exchange for their round 3 pick. That gives me 14 draft picks in the upcoming draft, and I figure that with that number of picks, I have a few options come draft time. Now it's time to make the rest of the cuts to get down to the 53-man roster. There are 10 players that, after clearing waivers for most of them, will be asked to join the practice squad. So here goes. The first player that will go to the practice squad is quarterback Jaquan Burnett. He made some improvement in preseason, but with Brian Hoyer on the roster, I'll keep him and try to develop him a little bit more. I like the fact that he's a mobile quarterback, and that may be beneficial as time goes by, since I like mobility at that position. Next, halfback Agaius Jones will be released. At the wideout position, Kendrick Bourne and Victor Bolden Jr. will both be released. They're just undersized and not fast enough for me. And Trent Taylor will be asked to come back to the practice squad. Left tackle Gerald Johnson will be released, and left guard Laken Tomlinson will be asked back to the practice squad. Center Jonathan Harrison will be released, as well as right guards Andrew Tiller and Kyle Rucker. When it comes to the right tackle position, I said at the beginning of the season that I would have been better off signing an undrafted rookie for that spot, and Isaiah Battle didn't change my mind. He will be released, and Nazarius Peterson will be asked back to the practice squad of yet another year of development. I still think he would be good at that position, so he gets a spot. Now, to be honest, I tried to trade Nick Williams, and I would have had to settle for a 4th round pick, and he seems a little too valuable to me to go for that low of a pick. So Dwight Spires is released, and Larry Webster is offered a practice squad spot. Hopefully he can make an impact next season, since this is his last season of eligibility. At right end is the release of both Lawrence Neal and Ted Adama to free agency. At defensive tackle, Austin Johnson will be released, and my 1st round draft choice, Tom McGrath, will be asked back to the practice squad. Next are the linebackers, and left outside linebacker Eli Harold really doesn't like being a 49er, so I'm all too happy to help him out in that situation. Nicholas Grigsby will be asked back to the practice squad. While he made some really good plays in the last preseason game, middle linebacker Alan Warwick will be released, as well as right outside linebackers Sammy Cameron and Neville Hewitt. Now we come to the cornerbacks, and there are a lot of them that got evaluated during the preseason. Matthew White, Jay Locker, and Eric Huey are the undrafteds that are going to be released. I had high hopes for Eric Huey as the return specialist, but then I got a load of Christopher Edwards, and he just showed way more promise in the preseason. So I hope that works out. Philip Gaines is another one that seemed good for that position, but just didn't show me that much in preseason play, and since he isn't eligible for the practice squad any longer, I have to let him go. That means that both Adrian Colbert and Rocco Frazier will be asked to stay on for the practice squad. This is Colbert's 2nd season on the practice squad, so I hope that he'll be ready to go come next season. At free safety, Vaughn Cawley is going to be released, as well as strong safety Terrence Brooks. Now, 6th round draft choice Josh Perry showed me some good progress in preseason, so he'll be asked to stay on for the practice squad, given that he clears waivers. Now, when a player threatens to sue your organization for emotional damages, it's time to let him go. And that's what I do with Bradley Pinion. Marquette King's attitude isn't much better, but I'm hoping that with a couple of wins and being the only punter on the roster, his morale will go up. What we're left with is the 2018 season roster. As you'll notice, the team overall stays about the same as what we ended the first season with. However, there has been a lot of turnover in personnel. Most notably is the trade of Pierre Garçon and the losses in the defensive line. I think that when it comes to the offensive line, we made a lot of improvements this season with the acquisition of center Rodney Hudson and right tackle Brian Bulaga. Right guard will be a question mark, but the rookie is going to need to step up if he's going to be impactful in the offense. On defense, I think that right end Charles Tapper to replace Solomon Thomas is a step up, since he does have a little experience as well. The linebacking crew is the same except for a couple of players that came off the practice squad, and getting Prince Amukamara is a boon to the cornerback core. Getting rid of the team distractions is a plus, and hopefully the replacements will be able to make a difference in those spots. For the 2018 season, we'll be playing the NFC East, the AFC East, as well as Atlanta and Green Bay as our at-large teams. I think that it's a little ironic that we get to play 3 of the 4 teams we faced in preseason again. I guess we should know a thing or two about their personnel, right? Going into our second season will be a challenge right from the get-go. Division play starts early when the 49ers visit the Rams for the first game in the LA Coliseum. Los Angeles has made some changes in the offensive line as well, but it looks like the defense will be more of Morgan Fox, Aaron Donald, Michael Brockers, Trumaine Johnson, and now they've acquired Tashawn Gibson at free safety. This should be a tough defense to move the ball on, and we'll see if the Niners are up to that challenge. Once again, thank you for tuning into our preseason coverage of the San Francisco 49er franchise and to see who remained a part of this organization on the Football Freaks Sports Network. Please keep in mind that if you enjoyed this video, leave a like so that others can enjoy it as well. And if you would like to be notified when there is a new one, simply subscribe by clicking on my icon at the end of the video. I can hardly wait to see how the 49ers do this season with all the changes that have been made to the roster. Until I see you in Los Angeles to start division play against the Rams, for Eurocat Baby and the rest of the crew here, this is Husker Eurocat saying so long for now and have a good day, everyone.